Yo, this shit OP.
Hey guys, welcome back to Contemplate More. My name is Matt Gutierrez, and for the first video of our series, I want to talk about that moralistic principle that is the underlying value of all morals, and that's integrity. So let's start off with what integrity is. What is integrity? Integrity is having that moralistic value of being true and being just, even when nobody is looking. It's that moralistic principle of having loyalty, being just, having a persistent outlook on life of being straight and going down the straight and narrow path. Because everybody knows that it seems a lot easier to cut corners and to be able to get to that goal in a quicker manner regardless of the repercussions. Because oftentimes people don't look at those repercussions. They look at cutting corners or trying to find that easy way in, and they don't really think about how that makes them look as a person. Integrity is the aspect of having morals, of looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, maybe I'm not at the top of the line, but I am on that path to getting to the top of the line, and I'm doing it the right way. The way that is just, the way that is straight. And that narrow path is difficult. It's not easy. But that's what I'm willing to sacrifice so I can be able to look myself in the mirror, look my family and friends in the mirror, and, really say, I'm that person that wants to be good, that person that wants to be just. Overall, integrity is about facing the consequence regardless of the circumstances. It's being able to look at your teacher and say, I did cheat on that exam, and I understand there's repercussions, but I don't feel good inside about what I did. Or looking your boss in the eyes and saying, I messed up here. It was foul play, but I'm willing to accept the consequences and prove my integrity through a strategy and present that strategy. But don't just talk about it. You have to have that action behind that integrity. But don't just talk about it. You have to have that strategy, but have that action behind the strategy, behind the plan. So it's not just lingering words in the air. You've heard that saying, you can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And that's a fact in life. People can't take you seriously. People can't trust you if you're not willing to look somebody in the mirror and say, this is what I'm willing to do and this is why I'm willing to do it. Oftentimes, it's scary to be an integrity-ridden person because of that idea that you have to be morally courageous. You have to look that danger in the eyes and say, I messed up, but I'm willing to face that consequence. I oftentimes get scared when I'm facing a challenge that involves morals or involves owning up to my mistakes. But you have to. Because you have to be that person that's willing to look people in the eye and know that you're a good person. They're able to look you in the eye and, look through a transparent mirror that there's nothing coming back off of you, that there's no ricochet, there's nothing that you're going to do to kind of harm them, to hurt them. And it's a great feeling inside when people are able to confide in you, to talk to you, because they feel comfortable. They feel like you're that person that's going to, have their trust. Because trust and loyalty are big topics. I'm going to be talking about them in future videos, but I just kind of want to put that out there, that integrity has a lot to do with being a loyal person or being a person that holds trust within other people. So now that we discussed about what integrity is and how it means to be a morally courageous person, somebody that has moral principles, I want to talk about my whole semester of my first semester of sophomore year, my second year in college. I took this semester in an ethics class, and going through the ethics class, I kind of dedicated a lot of my time to think about integrity because it's a very dense topic. I wanted to think about why integrity is so important, why I should uphold the standards of having integrity, why I should talk to other people and persist on them having integrity. It's very difficult to talk to somebody else about a topic and try to persuade them to hold that principle when you don't hold that principle yourself. And so that whole semester, I thought about it, and what I really found was that topic that many people don't talk about when you're discussing integrity. And it's that topic of consequence. Yeah, sure, having integrity means that you're going to be a good person, you're going to try your best to be on that straight path. But oftentimes, it doesn't work that way. You cut corners, or you're trying to find that easy way in. I know I've done it. Nobody's perfect. I try my best to have that straight path, but sometimes it happens. And I have to own up to it just as other people have to own up to it. So what I learned was, regardless of whether you're on that moralistic path or you were not on that path at all in life, you have to come to terms with those consequences. You have to look at your circumstance and say, hey, this is where I am in life. These are the choices I made. And to look yourself in the mirror and to look those people in the eyes that you've burned bridges with. It's very difficult. But you have to be willing to do that and say, I messed up, but here is how I'm going to own up to it. Here's my strategy to change that person I am. Because I don't want to be that person where nobody trusts, or I can't even look myself in the mirror and be comfortable with who I am. That's what it's about. It's about those consequences and living up to those consequences so you can be okay with yourself. In all honesty, it doesn't really matter about what other people think about you. Sure, you were disloyal in the past, but you're trying your best to be the best person for your future. That persona that resides in you, just as other people have a persona of who you are, you have a persona of yourself. And if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a trusting person, I'm a loyal person, I'm a person that has justness, I can go on that morally straight path as much as possible, then you're not going to live with yourself. You're going to be hurting every day of your life because you're not who you want to be. You want to be a better person. You want to be a person that can be trusted. That person that people can confide in. Because when people can confide in you, that shows a lot. It shows a lot about the person you are. It shows how people feel about you. And when people feel a certain way that, you're a trusting person, you're a loyal person, that makes you feel good. And that proves that you're able to think and feel good about yourself. That you're a person that doesn't deceive people, isn't conniving. People are able to trust you, look at you in the eye, and tell you things. And that's a great feeling. It's a great feeling when you feel good about yourself. Especially when it's on the lines of having morals and having these principles. Because in the end, you don't want to be that person that is conniving, deceitful, because you're going to burn all your bridges. And you're going to burn the bridge of yourself, where you don't even feel good about you. So I know this was a very dense and heavily weighed topic. So I want to end the video on the basis of a story that I learned a while back. And since I'm an entrepreneur and I want to be successful in the business world, this story really resonated with me. And basically how the story went was, a CEO one day went into the conference room and called all the employees in. She called all the employees in and told them, I am planning on resigning my position and passing that position on to one of you guys. I want to ensure that I am leaving this business in good hands. So I'm not going to take the conventional route of interviewing everybody and looking at the success they've had with the company. What I want to do is I'm going to give each and every one of you a seed. I want you to go and plant the seed, water the seed, nurture the seed, and bring it back a year from now. I will be reminding you guys, but a year from now, I want you to bring back the planter, and I want to see the plant that you've grown. And so we're going to focus on this one individual. His name is Jim. So Jim that day went home to his wife and told his wife, honey, I've been presented this great opportunity, and this opportunity entails me becoming CEO next year. And what the CEO said was, she wants us to grow this seed. And this seed is going to determine whether we're fit to be CEO or not. And so the wife goes, oh, okay, let's go buy the planter and the water, the soil, all of that. And so that's what they did. And Jim, day after day, would water his plant, re-soil the planter in hopes of this plant growing. Weeks went by and this plant wasn't growing. And Jim started to become frustrated. He didn't understand why his plant wasn't sprouting. He would go into work every day, hearing all his coworkers talk about how their seeds have sprouted, and he just felt that he didn't have that green thumb. And so he continued to do it. He continued to work hard and water that plant and resoil that planter. And months went by, and people are talking about how their plants have grown 3 feet, 4 feet, and he just didn't understand why his was not growing. So he was quite frustrated, as anybody would be. And so he talked to his wife the day before the year came around where he had to take his plant in. So he talked to his wife, and his wife basically told him, you know, sure, your plant didn't grow, but it's okay. You have to go and take the planter in and say, this was the byproduct of this experiment. And sure, it didn't go my way, but this is what I was faced with. And so he agreed. He said, you know, this is frustrating enough, but I have to go do that. I'm not going to be deceitful and go buy a plant so I can be in the run for the CEO position. So the next day comes around, he walks in all timid and, you know, unenthusiastic, while other people all around him are excited because they have these crazy plants and they're kind of prancing around their great plants, their very tall plants. So the CEO calls in a conference, and so they all go in, and Jim kind of hides behind everybody with his, you know, little planter. So the CEO asks everybody, hey, can I see everybody's plant? And everybody's parading their plants around. Hey, look how big mine grew. Look what I did. And Jim's very timid, sitting there without any plant in his pot. So next thing's next, the CEO asks, hey Jim, why aren't you saying anything? He goes, you know, this is what I was faced with. I didn't grow anything. I planted this seed and I watered it and I resoiled it and I tried my best, but this is what I was faced with. And she cut him off and said, okay, hold on a second. She looks at everybody in the seats and says, Jim, this is our new CEO. And everybody's confused and baffled as to why Jim got the CEO position without any plant in his pot. And she proceeds to tell them, I didn't give you a seed that was able to grow. I boiled them before I gave it to you. So none of your seeds should have been able to grow. Jim was the only one here that had the integrity to own up to that and to be okay with not having that correct seed. He was able to come in today with his pot and his planter without anything in it, while everybody else here kind of deceived me. They were quite conniving in the sense that you guys came in with these crazy plants that I didn't give you the seed for. So I know that was quite a long story, but it has a great meaning behind it. It means to value your integrity, value the person that you are, value that straight and narrow path that you want to proceed on. Because people will notice, in which integrity is choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gain. So thank you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this first video. I know it was a lot packed into one video because of how dense the topic is, but it kind of made me feel good. I like talking about this stuff, and I hope you feel the same. So if you guys could please subscribe, like this video, and go comment down below what you thought of this video and what you want to see in future videos. I'm really looking forward to continuing this process and posting these heartfelt value topics. I really enjoy talking. So I hope this kind of brightened your day up. I will see you on Monday. Bye.